Hey you guys, I'm here to help you guys on some study tips and advice working through medical school and working up to your USMLE Step 1. We'll go through 5 tips on how you should go about studying. Long hours are coming up for you guys, and coming up with a Step 1 is like a super hard time in your life, especially during the second half of second year during your medical school training. Number 1, figure out how you study. So either find a group or study solo. Some of you would rather study alone. So don't feel bad if your friends are all trying to create a study group and try to make studying fun and do this Jeopardy kind of thing. If you're the type of person who learns better as sort of the lone wolf per se, as sort of studying on your own in your own room, getting your stuff done. Don't feel bad about that. We're all here to study hard and to do well. And those of your friends who are gonna bash you for that or feel bad about it, then really they don't really care about how you're doing. You've really got to be selfish right now. Second year, you've got to be selfish. You've got to get out and do what you need to do. And if you're the type of person who studies in a group, then go out and find a group. Don't be afraid to reach out to some of your peers, to some of your classmates to say, hey, why don't we get a study group going, whether we're all studying in a group alone, or quietly I should say, or whether we're all sort of talking out loud and writing things on the board as a group, going through things and then pimping each other on questions, really making it sort of an active study process. You got to figure out how you study and stick with that. Number 2 is to set goals for yourself. Now, I know it's going to be really hard at first to sort of create a study schedule. You can go ahead and find my video on my schedule and how I distributed things, moving through the certain topics that you need to do to get through this entire book and through UWorld questions as well as Pathoma multiple times. I'm going to get to the essential materials that you'll probably need for studying this for the Step 1. But setting goals for yourself is incredibly useful. You'd be super surprised at how much more people study, how much more time you'd be able to spend each day, and more efficiently when you really schedule your time. Some people even schedule it down to what time they're eating lunch, what time they're going to the gym. Which brings me to my third point, is to stay hydrated, snack often, and to keep exercising, stay healthy is really the third point. First and foremost, we're all doctors, so health, fitness, those are really part of what makes medicine so important. When you're studying long hours, I swear it's going to be super hard to stay hydrated, and you'll forget to drink water sometimes. You'll just be studying so hard on certain questions, but you really have to get up, get out of your seat, move around, maybe even talk to somebody. One thing I used to do is when I would be falling asleep and there's acquaintances in my class that I didn't really know well, we're in the library or something, or if you're at a coffee shop, go and talk to somebody random, because that sort of increases a little bit of an adrenaline rush and makes you a little bit nervous. It makes you whoa, I'm talking to someone random. That really actually wakes you up. Not even just physically going and getting coffee, but talking to somebody randomly, or talking to one of your classmates in the room, who, if you're at the school library or something, that'll really wake you up, prick you up, and also get you on your feet. So go, stay hydrated, snack often, stretch, and make sure you're at least exercising a certain number of times per week, whether it's 2 to 3. It's probably going to start dwindling down as you get closer to test day, but really try to stay healthy. Number 4 is to try different resources. Notice that I didn't say buy different resources. You want to try your friends' resources if they've gotten certain things like Sketchy Farm, Sketchy Micro, whatever, or tried BRS for physio. Try your friends out. See if it's something that's right for you before you dump the money on buying these resources and you go and try it and you don't even like it. A lot of the resources that are online usually will give you a little bit of a trial time. I think that would be super helpful. Or if you have a friends that can lend it to you for a day or an hour or so, or even just go on their computer and just try out or watch them use that resource. See if that works for you. You've got to figure out how you're going to learn. You've got to figure out what resources are going to be right for you. It's going to bring me to my 5th and most important part, and it's going to be the essentials of what you need to study for the USMLE Step 1. Number 5, get the essentials. It's going to be first aid, Pathoma, and the USMLE study bank called UWorld, or the USMLE World, which actually started out as a Step 2 study bank, and then they started doing Step 1, and it is extremely similar to the exam. I have no conflict of interest. I'm not getting paid for this. I'm just letting you know what totally helped me score above 250 on both, above 250 and 260 on both my Step 1 and my Step 2. Is going to be essentially for Step 1, but these are really important for you to use. Make sure you're really going through these resources to every degree, every punctuation possible. Okay, if it comes down to it and you really don't have much time to study, if you're just focusing on these 3 things, you're actually going to do at least pretty well on the exam. Depending on what kind of score you want, it's going to depend on how much time you need and how much you're able to just absorb information, to be honest. Figure out how you study, stay healthy, stay hydrated, get a group or just study solo, and follow these essentials and use these resources and find out what's going to work for you, okay? And remember, medical school is a really stressful time. I really urge you to stay de-stressed. Also talk to family and friends. Make sure you have some sort of support. It's kind of ridiculous how many people drop out of med school and just get too much stress about these exams because, yeah, I'll admit, it's a big part of how it's going to shape your future, what specialty you're going to match into. Like and subscribe, and good luck, everyone.